Picture this, a washed-up entertainer in a tacky suit performing to a disinterested crowd in a fading holiday camp. His smile's painted on, the jokes don't land, and the applause, if there is any, is barely a ripple. This is the best pair of legs in the business. A 1974 British film that gives us a raw, often uncomfortable look at what happens when the spotlight fades. It stars Reg Varney in a role that's miles away from his familiar, cheeky chappy image in On the Buses, and it just might be the most serious performance of his career.
It's a choice between labour exchange, national assistance, and very shortly the old age pension.
Forgotten by many, this film is more than just a curio. It's a melancholy character study that still hits home today.
And you see, if you go, it would look as though you're taking his side against me.
The story follows Sherry Sheridan, a seasoned but struggling holiday camp entertainer. He's still clinging to the stage, performing tired old routines to guests who've seen it all before. He's not loved or even respected, just tolerated. Sherry's confidence is mostly bluster, a fragile ego wrapped in shiny fabric and forced smiles.
We'll sort something out.
For Sherry.
Why the hell do you worry about him?
Off stage, his life is falling apart. His marriage to Mary is all but over.
Nice to know that my son has such faith in me.
Grow up.
She's involved with the outgoing camp manager, Charlie Green, who keeps urging her to leave with him and start fresh. She wants to, she really does, but something always holds her back. Maybe it's guilt, maybe it's fear, or maybe, deep down, she still sees something in Sherry that even he's forgotten.
Anything. Right.
Things go from bad to worse. Sherry's agent cuts him loose, a final, professional blow that hits hard. He turns to drink, his bitterness bubbling to the surface. But despite everything, there are a few who see the man behind the mask. Two young holidaymakers, Glad and Eunice, actually enjoy his company.
Oh, you don't have to go.
Oh, we was just having a chat.
Ta-ra. Bye.
They're not taken in by the smooth-talking boys chasing them around the camp. They're drawn to Sherry, who, for all his faults, treats them with warmth and respect. These girls offer him a kind of gentle companionship he's desperate for, but doesn't quite know how to accept.
He's our chaperone. Any Glad?
By the looks of these, we'll need him.
Then comes a twist. Sherry's estranged son, Alan, unexpectedly turns up. He's about to get married and wants to reconnect.
When is the happy day?
Next Saturday.
There's a sincerity in Alan's gesture, a genuine attempt to rebuild their broken relationship. He even invites Sherry to meet his fiancée and her parents, hoping to finally bridge the gap between them.
He's just asked me to meet these girls' people. He's just asked me.
It's a golden opportunity, but Sherry, unable to let go of his old showbiz persona, tries to puff himself up.
Oh, I have entertained, by royal command, of course.
He brags, pretends he's more successful than he is, claims to have connections to royalty. It's painfully awkward to watch. Everyone at the table knows he's lying, including Alan. The evening ends in embarrassment, not just for Sherry, but for everyone there.
Do I mean anything to you?
Sherry, if you'll just sit down.
Ashamed and defeated, Sherry retreats back to the holiday camp alone.
Well, I've shaken hands with her.
He's lost whatever dignity he had left, and he knows it.
I'll be in there if he's anywhere.
Things reach a low point when the two boys that Glad and Eunice rejected catch him peeping through the window of the girls' caravan.
I was looking for my son, you see.
Ruins our pitch and then comes down here for a sneaky eyeball.
It's not played for laughs. It's desperate, sad. They retaliate by throwing him into the swimming pool, where he flails and panics.
I can't swim!
Because, as it turns out, he can't swim.
Can't swim!
In a moment of unexpected grace, Alan jumps in and pulls him to safety.
What did you do that for? Only meant he had the best pair of legs I'd ever set eyes on.
There's no big speech, no melodrama, just a father and son, both broken in their own ways, finding a quiet kind of reconciliation.
You're a lucky old darling.
There are scenes in this film that stay with you, not because they're flashy, but because they feel so real. Sherry's onstage routines are excruciating, not because they're bad, but because you can see him trying so hard to connect, to be seen.
Well, good evening, campers, if you'll pardon the expression. Did you hear about 2 pots of milk on a doorstep? One said to the other, "Don't I feel fresh?" The other one said, "I can't help you, I'm sterilised."
There's a certain tragedy in watching someone whose whole identity is wrapped up in performance, slowly realising the world has moved on without him. And that dinner scene, where he tries to play the part of a big-time entertainer in front of his son's future in-laws, is one of the most uncomfortable human moments in 1970s British cinema. You don't know whether to cringe or cry.
Especially in the presence of our gracious lady, the Queen.
Sherry.
Oh, yes, everything.
all gold.
The performances are what elevate the film. Reg Varney delivers something far more nuanced than many expected at the time. He doesn't play Sherry for laughs. He plays him as a man on the edge.
Your wife is leaving you, isn't she? There's no point in being coy about it. The whole camp knows.
His sadness is palpable, but so is his pride, his delusion, his desperate need to matter.
Excuse me.
Diana Copeland as Mary is just as compelling. You feel her inner conflict.
I wouldn't mind if you'd been with a dozen women.
She's exhausted, disillusioned, but not without compassion.
Are you sure he'd be kept on?
I've told you, she'll keep him here.
Lee Montague as Charlie is smooth and practical, offering Mary an exit, but not necessarily a happy ending.
Walks all over you. Drinks like a fish.
And there's a young Jane Seymour in a small but notable role as Alan's fiancée Kim. She doesn't have much screen time, but her presence adds to the quiet tension of that disastrous family dinner. The film was shot at an actual holiday camp, which lends a sense of realism to the whole experience. The tired decor, the plastic tables, the forced fun, it's all there. It's not glamorous, but it doesn't need to be. That backdrop of faded British seaside charm perfectly mirrors Sherry's faded stardom.
I suppose you can see that I've aged a bit.
When it was released in 1974, The Best Pair of Legs in the Business didn't make a huge splash at the box office. It wasn't what audiences expected from Reg Varney, and critics weren't quite sure what to make of it. Some appreciated its honesty and the strength of Varney's performance. Others found it too downbeat, too quiet. But over time, it's earned a small but loyal following, particularly among fans of British character dramas from the era.
Do you like the dress? See the way it goes in? It's going in again tomorrow.
It's the kind of film that doesn't shout for attention, but lingers in your mind long after the credits roll. What makes The Best Pair of Legs in the Business special isn't any single scene or performance. It's the way it captures a kind of quiet, everyday tragedy, the kind of sadness that doesn't make headlines. A man out of time, still clinging to a version of himself that no longer exists. There's no grand redemption, no triumphant comeback, but there's a flicker of hope, a moment of human connection, and sometimes that's enough.
Taking Mary away tomorrow.
Soon as that.
Yeah, I'm sick of this place.
If you've never seen this film, it's well worth seeking out. Not just to see Reg Varney in a completely different light, but to experience a story that speaks to anyone who's ever felt left behind. It's funny in places, yes, but it's also raw, real, and quietly devastating. A hidden gem of British cinema that deserves to be remembered.
Do you mind making that a port and lemon?
Okay.